Hello, it's me, Trey. Thank you for watching me today as I keep my health from going astray. I don't think many of you know, but I got a new job about a year ago. Like, today's January 31st, like a year, and January 18th, yeah, was the year I started at this job. I'm not gonna mention the company for impending litigations, but I started at this job. It was remote, great, loved it. Work from home, great. And it's a year later, a year and I think 10 days later, and I'm put on a PIP plan as of today. And some of you may be asking, damn, your performance might have just been that shitty or crappy. But if you know anything about internal audit and controls, right? Usually some internal audit teams are like built out. And when I mean built out, more than like 25 or about 25 people doing testing. That's what I've experienced. Coming into this role, I was the only person doing business SOX controls. And if you do know internal audit or external audit, understand SOX is a pain in the ass, but it is a series of controls that mitigate fraud and improper misinformation of the financial statements and things of that nature. And there are several or a plethora of controls that go into that satisfaction of SOX, right? So much so that the PCAOB reviews external auditors who then are reviewing internal auditors' works and then give them grades for that, right? So being that I was the only person as of last year during this time doing testing, like, it was hard and I learned a lot while testing, right? And the recent transition, right, into, what's it called? Into the new auditors that we had required a lot more, I guess, materials and a lot more just beefing up of audit documentation that we already did not have as a company or on behalf of management. Oh shit. Sorry. When I say that to say 222 on the timer. I don't know how I feel about being put on a plan. I'm not gonna lie to you. There were several things wrong with the management that I was under. I had already been given daily tasks in a, I guess, numerical order, which is a form of micromanaging, because not only was I given that, I would have to give them a daily, overview of what I completed. And I did that as such. And once I did that, another form of micromanaging started to occur. When I did not, complete a daily task as, aligned with the numerical order or in the numerical order, it was then questioned. So for instance, if I had 5 things that I did most of those 5, and I would say, to like task number 2, I would get done the next day because it involved me meeting with someone, or it involved me actually talking to someone about how they actually completed this on behalf of management or their team. Rather than getting that done first, everything else was already completed and could be reviewed. The manager would then get mad and be like, well, why isn't number 2 done? Given that I had a plethora of other tasks to complete. And in my mind, as a tester or a subordinate to a manager like that, there should be some course of action where the individual should have some level of autonomy when completing their assignments. If you're giving them a list of assignments to do and then the order in which they should do them, I think that is highly, highly micromanaging, and it's just really bad. And then on top of that, you're asking as to why this isn't finished, as if I did not tell you in the email why this is not done. Even if it was number 2 on the list, I, as an individual, should have autonomy to finish those, tasks and get them done timely. They weren't done the next day, right? Oh, some of them were. Not some of them, I'm sorry. Well, some of them were, and I'm going to get into that. But I finished most of the tasks that were done, and just that one task, which was going over the reviewer's comments. So if you know anything about internal audit, I'm going to continue to say this. Reviewers have comments. They will always, essentially have comments about testing that you do because they don't understand, or they may not understand where you pointed to, right, which is fine. You then have to go as a tester back and answer those comments that they have. It's like somebody reviewing your papers or your uh, dissertation or your high school paper or your college paper and asking like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Things of that nature before it's actually submitted. So I would go back and do those as I saw fit, right? But there were a bunch of other things just not done already that I thought I could quickly knock out for time efficiency purposes, which I had done. And I left the review comments last because there are some things that I have to actively look at and try to answer, right? Which makes sense. Rather than completing those other tasks timely, which I did. So I thought I was doing a good job. I still think I'm doing a good job. It's just the fact that I have a manager who doesn't know how to time manage for themselves. And it's showing, and it's really bad. So that's a life update. I'll come back to you in the next week or so to give you an update about what the fuck is going on. But yeah.